Jailhouse lawyers, these images still relevant. Flickering lights inside my project hall. Sickening, the mice crawl all night long. In 87 Reaganism, many pages I've written on. Writing songs about rights and wrongs and bells.
Thanks for joining us live for Thanks for joining us live for
Wrote the code, the ways that I'm driven. Black Elohim from the streets of Queens. The definition of what it was written means. Know what I mean? I wrote my way.
When the world turned its back on me, I was up against the wall. I had no.
You got no chill. You're right, I'm relentless. I know Abuela's never really gonna win the lottery, so it's up to me to draw.
Welcome everyone to this 2K Sports broadcast of the live from Indianapolis, Indiana. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. Right, this is Kevin Harlan.
Ready to go?
Well, it was the Indiana Pacers in their last game, a loss to Denver. So Golden State will get the first possession. Now Golden State's starting five. They've got Jonas Valanciunas, Bender up there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Chris Paul, and it's Holiday in the two-guard spot. 6 on the shot clock. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old-school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, and it's sent back by Jokic. There's the pick. Paul is doubled. Here's Bender. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Bender's got his first 3 points of the game. And the Pacers now looking to revamp how they approach things. The rebuild is on, it would appear.
Yeah, and a good time to do it when they saw Paul George would be leaving. It won't be easy to make the transition, but the Pacers do have a good collection of young talent.
Now, Ilyasova, following Dragan Bender's three-point attempt. Pulls up on the wing. Kicks it out to Paul. And stolen by Russell. And here we go. Levine heading to the hoop. Pass to Jokic. Levine dishes to Russell. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Paul kicks to Holiday. And again, it's the Warriors missing. The feed now to Russell. To the paint. Trying to find Jokic. Gets it to him. And Jokic slams it in.
And just showing great vision there. Russell surveys the floor and whips it to the open man.
And Valanciunas, far from a finished product, Steve. His coaches and teammates feel he will get better. But in your opinion, where does he need to improve?
I think on a defensive end, he does a nice job of blocking shots. But I would love to see him in rotations, being able to be there a little bit earlier. And then on the offensive end, extend his range a little bit more and also have somewhat of a go-to move down on the low block. That's a huge advantage, having a big guy who can shoot free throws like this.
And Bender has arms that just go forever. And you lob it his way. He completes these alley-oops with the greatest of ease. Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
Well, he has the ability to get you off on the right foot. Now it's just about sustaining it.
Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
The pass to Valanciunas. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Valanciunas has a look from the mid-range. He is very comfortable taking it.
Hardaway again. Holiday. And that one, good.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
A lot of laziness going on out there. Still early in the game, but that needs to get worked out.
And that one's good. Jokic.
Getting everyone involved. Russell operating the offense like a seasoned vet.
And it's sent back by Jokic. And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. Here's Paul. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. The wide open look here for Holiday. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 6 assists now in the game. And he comes up with the deuce. And 12 points for Jokic.
Somebody came to play tonight. 6 out of his first 7.
And Ilyasovic kicks to Jokic. Three-pointer. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. The Warriors have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Paul against Russell. Paul passes to Holiday.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
No good with the layup. Ilyasova. That's short off the rim.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
Holiday left side. Just 5 on the clock. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Mills, he's checked in for D'Angelo Russell. The Warriors leading. Valanciunas sets a screen for Paul. Over in the corner, Bender. No good on the triple. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Hardaway with a wide open look. And that misses. That would have put him up. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. A three-pointer off the mark. And Bender comes to help. To the wing on the left. Jokic's screen. And Levine, here we go. The shot's good from Nikola Jokic.
That's nice patience by Zach LaVine, finding the open man, not trying to do it all himself.
Right back after this break. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
No, right off the tip, it was an ambush, pushing the pace every chance they got.
And guys, you think of some of the more slippery scorers that are left-handed, like James Harden, Isaiah Thomas, Manu Ginobili. They come to mind right off the bat. Does that give them, Steve, I'll begin with you, does that give them an advantage?
It does, Kevin, and people always would ask me why. Because I don't know why. They're left-handed. They do things different. They do things wrong. They jump off the wrong foot. They drive it differently. And I think mentally as a right-handed guy, you're kind of guarding him how you would play. But left-handers definitely have an advantage playing the game of basketball.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. Bender up there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Chris Paul. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Holiday in a shooting guard.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The Pacers making a switch here. O'Neal's checked in. Williams, that's a two-pointer. Mills dishes to O'Neal. Chandler comes with the double team. O'Neal kicks to Holmes. Makes it off the glass. Holmes got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Pacers.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Mills with the steal. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, "I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things, but I still think you need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post." Agreed. Kevin?
Well, the centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
And he makes the little adjustment just as he goes to lay it in.
Connaughton kicks to Harris. Pass to Connaughton. This one for three. The shot, no good. And Indiana will come the other way. Here's Holmes. It's rebounded by Golden State. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Harris drives in. And the officials call a traveling violation. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter.
When you watch the Warriors play, their offense is a work of art. There's so much player movement and passing, it's impossible to cover. And the shooting they have, it just puts it over the top.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Here is Harris. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Lobbed up there for Chandler. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Here's Ilyasova from about 16. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. 18 points for Jokic. And Steve, the common mistake fans have with the Warriors is thinking they only make threes to score. It's a combination of a lot of things, and I think it just overwhelms defenders.
You know, one thing that comes to mind to me is they pick out the Warriors in mismatches or lose a defender on great screens. They're amazing at that. They force defenders to make a ton of split-second decisions. One mistake, and it's easy for them to score.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And it's Connaughton missing.
I love how he's willing to sacrifice his body in there, giving maximum effort. That's what it takes on the defensive boards.
Levine can't hit. Warriors trailed by 5. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And the Pacers with the longest standing ownership in the NBA.
And that's a lot to be proud of for Pacers fans. I mean, Indiana, a state that loves basketball. And the Pacers haven't won fewer than 32 games since 1989. So they're always in the fold in terms of being competitive.
And stolen by Russell. And Ilyasova kicks to Levine. Back to Ilyasova. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
This is his first free throw of the game. And every season we have the MVP conversation, Smitty. When you look forward over the next, let's say 5 to 10 years, who are the guys, the players you think will be regulars in that conversation?
I think the guys, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. Some other guys, I think, Kawhi Leonard, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis. And as long as he plays, Kevin, LeBron James will always be in that conversation. It doesn't look like the end is coming in the next 5 or 10 years.
And they got to bring the double team on them.
The Pacers have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Some people have vision. Chris Paul has special vision on those passes.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. In the corner, it's Valanciunas. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Valanciunas has got 7.
I like the way Valanciunas read the play and was confident enough to take that jump shot.
Ilyasova hits the bucket.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
This is looking more like an all-star game right now. Everyone launching from range.
And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too. It's going to be on Jokic.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games. But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. Mulligan, it's Russell. Dishes to Valanciunas. Over Jokic. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Now Hardaway. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Just 3 on the clock. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Nikola Jokic firing on all cylinders for the Indiana Pacers. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half. Pacers leading by 3. They've got Levine. Russell is out there with Garrett Temple. Then it's Ilyasova. And it's Jokic in at the 5, roaming the paint. They're the group for Nate McMillan starting the second half. Russell's gone 1 of 4 from the field. No good from Connaughton.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
Screened by Russell. The second chance effort. Chandler with the block.
And how about the basketball IQ of Chandler? Just knows exactly when to sky and commit to blocking shots.
Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Russell kicks to Jokic. And that one is stuffed right through.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started. And with the Warriors, their ability to score in bunches really is unmatched throughout the league. They'll be going along with the team, and then all of a sudden they have that 20-point lead in like 3 minutes. It can happen so fast that I think at times the other teams are shell-shocked.
Connaughton passes to Chandler. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Harris from the arc. And another 3 for Golden State. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. And talking about the Warriors and their ability to build a lead very quickly, the shooting they have, Greg, is a very big part of how they can just bury a team.
It is. Their shooting, especially from deep, but also their defense. One kind of feeds the other in terms of how they can steamroll teams and create that momentum. And only the special teams can put a game away with a 5-minute run, but this is one that has consistently done it over the last 3 years.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Allen Williams, he's checked in for Ilyasova. O'Neal comes in for Levine. Hardaway's checked in for Garrett Temple. And it's Mills in for Russell. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Harris kicks to Connaughton. Back to Harris. He feeds it to Chandler. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Harris has got 3 assists tonight.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Here's Jokic. And that's good off the glass that time. Jokic has got 25 points in the game. Harris kicks to Humphries. Another 3 for Golden State.
Firing on all cylinders here in the third. Only 1 miss in 5 attempts.
Passes it to O'Neal. Back to Jokic. Puts one up from 19. Another miss by Jokic. Harris outside. Pass to Utah. It's tipped. Tries from 16. Harris misses. Pacers trail by 5. Here's Jokic. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. They get Devin Harris. Well, the NBA can be a superstitious place at times, Steve, with all the quirks and characters in the league. And you played. What was the strangest game day ritual that you ever saw?
I think Harold Miner. He touched everything with his nose. His gym shoes, his wristbands, the basketballs at the free throw line, and everybody did. And I think for me, as I got older, it wasn't strange. It was out of necessity. I had to get in some kind of steam room and have all those hot pads wrapped around me just to get loose to play.
I like that story. I don't like Baby Jordan's story, though. Harold Miner, that doesn't work for me. I don't understand that. Warriors leading by 3. Paul kicks to Bender. Shoots from the corner. Good, and Paul gets the assist. 10 points for Dragan Bender.
That's the kind of confidence Bender has in himself. Ready to fire as soon as he gets the ball in his hand.
Jokic draws the double. The kick out to Williams. Back to Jokic. 4 on the clock. And it's Williams finishing it off.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
The defense looks done right now. No hustle or real desire to get stops.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. Here's Jokic. And that's going to be a travel.
Timeout, timeout.
I don't get it. He was so efficient in the first half. 0 turnovers. But since the break, he's been a disaster.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Well, Steve, when you think about leaders and players who mean as much for the mental game of their team as their coach, you know, Chris Paul right at the top of that list. He has always been a vocal floor general his whole career.
You're totally right. Paul is very aware of everything that is going on in a game. Can get in a teammate's face if they have a mental lapse. Not always an easy pill to swallow, but all players respect Chris Paul's leadership.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Rashawn Holmes comes in for Jokic. And Ricky Rubio is subbed in for Hardaway. Warriors leading by 5. To the middle. Doesn't go that time. O'Neal with the defensive effort. .127 left in the third quarter of the game. And the dunk by O'Neal.
Known as more of a shooter than a playmaker, Mills has improved at running the offense.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
An unforced error. I'm not sure what was he thinking.
Pacers trail by 3. Kicks it to Rubio. Mills in the corner. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Warriors on D. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. There's 53 seconds left in the third. Harris dishes to Chandler. Back to Harris. And the pass to Utah. Just 5 to shoot. Harris passes to Utah. Over O'Neal. And Utah gets it to go. Utah's got his first basket.
Using his height advantage, he gets a clean look from the mid-range.
Williams kicks to Holmes. And the Pacers call time here. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
The Pacers shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Warriors have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. For 3, Harris connects from three-point range. Harris has got the lead up to 5 now for the Warriors.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, forcing defenders to come out and guard them, which could open up driving lanes if they want to take advantage of that.
And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Warriors lead by 5. It's the NBA on 2. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Warriors leading by 5. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Chris Humphries is out there with Chandler. Then it's Devin Harris. And it's Utah in at the 3. Right wing. Connaughton passes to Harris. Here's Connaughton. Clock at 4. Can't hit from the corner.
Coming down the stretch here, holding the lead. You like him to be more efficient offensively.
And Mills kicks to O'Neal. Holmes passes to Williams. Feeds it to O'Neal. Back to Williams. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from O'Neal.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Humphries. The offensive rebound. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
But they recover it. Holmes kicks to Mills. Hits the three-point bomb.
All day, Mills will do this for you. Lightning quick on the catch and release.
And Humphries has it in the corner. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Humphries has got the lead back up to 5 now for the Warriors. Chandler with the steal. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Timeout.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
The reason why is you like to give value every time down the floor, but that does take a lot of discipline.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to hear Nate McMillan talk to his team during the break. Three-pointers have hurt them tonight, and he told his players, we've got to play them better on the three-point line. We can't give them any more clean looks. Kevin?
Here's Jokic. Out to Russell. Outside Hardaway. Back to Russell. Trying to find Jokic. Gets it to him. Good on the shot. Jokic has got 31 points.
And he has the chops for this. Raising the intensity when it matters most.
You see why his number's being called dangerous score down the stretch.
Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Banked in off the glass. Now just a 2-point Warrior lead.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Valanciunas with a screen on Russell. Valanciunas sets a screen for Paul. 6 to shoot. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
You won't see him miss many of these. A wide open look from distance.
Jokic passes to Ilyasova. And taken away by Paul. Here's Holiday. And the Warriors miss again.
Can't convert, but a good opportunity from mid-range. He'll take that every time.
Russell kicks to Jokic. No good. That would have tied it.
A high percentage look from the mid-range. Might have been surprised that he was so wide open.
And a fast break now. The Pacers. Jokic is running. Hardaway passes to Jokic. And it's all evened up. Jokic has got 12 points in just the second half.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And it's Paul penetrating. Holiday with the three. And the Warriors miss again. Russell kicks to Jokic to take the lead. Bean passes to Jokic. A three. And it's Levine that time on the assist by Jokic. And now it's a 3-point Pacer lead. Paul gives to Holiday. To Paul. Screened by Valanciunas. To end the drought. And that's 2 points on the layup.
And really liking the effort we see here tonight. Neither team giving much ground.
The scores remain close. I've got a feeling it's going to come down to the wire.
Now on the play, basket count, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
They love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
For Indiana, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hardaway.
Oh, my goodness, he's kicking himself. You know, that's a critical time to commit a turnover. No telling how that error will ultimately play out.
The Warriors have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth, 4 of 9. The kick out to Holiday. And the three off target.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down and try to get some easy ones.
Back to Jokic. Outside Hardaway. Indiana moving it around. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Here's Jokic. Count.
What more can you ask for?
Phenomenal here in the clutch. This is what fans tune in to see.
The kick out to Holiday. Back to Paul. There's the dish to Holiday. Screened by Valanciunas. And it's Paul penetrating. And another shot. And Valanciunas kicks to Paul. Outside Holiday. Over Hardaway. Another miss by Holiday. And they commit an intentional foul. See another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They got to do a better job of taking care of his own.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And the second of 2 is good. That will put them up by 2. Timeout called the Warriors. They're trailing by 2. 17 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And it all comes down to this. Still enough time on the clock that they should be able to get a real good look.
A lot of time left, which should allow for a really good shot if they run the right play.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. Valanciunas with a screen on Russell. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. .11 seconds left to play here in the fourth. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Wow, stepping up in the clutch. Great way to end this.
Here's Henderson. It's off. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it mattered most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.